The Queen will defy doctors' advice to rest as she honors the nation's war dead at the Cenotaph on Remembrance Sunday. Buckingham Palace confirmed last night that Her Majesty, 95, who has had hospital tests for an unspecified ailment, will be at the Whitehall service. The announcement came after a jovial Prince Charles reassured a well-wisher yesterday that his mother was all right. Her decision to attend Sunday's service is a sign of the importance the monarch places on commemorating the sacrifice of her wartime generation and those in other conflicts. A royal insider said, "It is inked in her diary, you'd be a very brave person to tell her she couldn't attend it." But, still mindful of her doctor's recent advice, the palace said the Queen would not be at the General Synod of the Church of England on Tuesday. Royal officials believe it is the first time the Church's Supreme Governor has missed her 5-yearly General Synod visit in 51 years. Buckingham Palace said Prince Edward would be attending instead as planned. It is understood the Queen has also cleared her diary of engagements for the next few weeks. In her role as head of state, perhaps only the task of opening Parliament is seen as more important than Remembrance Sunday. The Queen, who trained as a mechanic and driver during the Second World War, vowed on her 21st birthday that "my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service." Buckingham Palace said last night she will view Sunday's event, Charles' 73rd birthday, from the balcony of the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office building in central London. Her Majesty has not joined royal family members on parade in front of the Cenotaph since 2017. She has opted instead to watch from above and let Charles lay a wreath on her behalf. Prince William will later take the salute at the March Past of Veteran Organizations on Horse Guards parade. The palace had already said the Queen would not attend tomorrow's annual Festival of Remembrance at London's Royal Albert Hall. Last month she used a walking stick in public. For the first time in 17 years, she last had one in 2004 following a knee op. And royal watchers have speculated that getting up and down steps at both the Royal Albert Hall and Church House in Westminster might be reasons for staying away. She can, however, get a lift to the balcony room at the Foreign Office. Doctors clearly still have concerns, but yesterday Charles reassured a man about her health. The well-wisher in Brixton, South London, asked, "How is your mother?" Patting him on the arm, Charles replied, "She's all right, thank you." The prince's comment came as he was greeted by a crowd after leaving NatWest Bank, where he visited young entrepreneurs supported by his Prince's Trust. His mother has been ordered to rest since October 20, when she spent a night in the private King Edward VII's hospital in London. She then cancelled several big engagements, including a 2-day visit to Northern Ireland to celebrate the country's centenary, and the COP26 summit in Glasgow. However, she was well enough to fly by helicopter to spend a long weekend at Wood Farm on her Sandringham estate in Norfolk. Her Majesty returned to Windsor Castle on Tuesday after touring the estate to see horses in the stud. While there, she also inspected how Charles has overseen the 20,000-acre estate's conversion to organic farming. Meanwhile, Majesty magazine managing editor Joe Little said of last night's palace announcement, "I think it's an encouraging sign that Her Majesty is on pretty good form. I was slightly skeptical that she would go to the Cenotaph until she went to Sandringham. The Queen has been sticking to light duties, including going through her daily state papers and taking part in virtual audiences. On Wednesday, she presided over a video-linked Privy Council meeting. Meanwhile, a cheerful Charles had his mind read by magician Chris Wall during his meeting yesterday with the Prince's Trust entrepreneurs. Chris, 29, who performs as Chris reads minds, asked him to think of a name, number and color. Looking nervous at first, Charles chose blue and 12, but struggled to think of a name. The Prince asked, "Any name? Of any person?" "Oh dear." He then laughed and, opting for his eldest grandchild, declared, "George." Chris pulled out a card and wrote down the details Charles had given him. He then produced one of his own business cards, hidden in a sealed envelope, on which the same answers had been written. As Charles looked on in admiration, he said, "You can keep that as a memento of our time together." The Prince replied, "Very impressive. It really is. Well done. And you have the gift of the gab too. You've been a huge success." Chris From Brockley, South London, said a Prince's Trust Enterprise scheme helped him to start his own business. He said, "It taught me both fundamental and advanced business skills. Quite honestly, I wouldn't be here without it. It was fantastic just to be able to thank him." Local councillor Jackie Dyer told Charles that not only had he given her an honor for services to mental health but they shared the same birthday, November 14th. He replied, "Us Scorpios need to stick together." Charles also enjoyed an enlightening encounter with Keisha East, who told him the Trust's enterprise scheme had given her invaluable help. She has set up No Not Co., an award-winning range of environmentally friendly hairstyling tools, with an emphasis on afro and curly hair made from plant cellulose. And, admiring his locks, she told Charles, "I can see some waves in your hair." To which the prince blushed and said, "Oh yes, I know." Keisha, 29, said she started her firm when she could not find a suitable product for her own hair. She then showed the royal a brush that helps stimulate the scalp and promote growth. Stroking his own hair, Charles asked her ruefully, "Does it work?"